Hello my friend, welcome back to Sketchbook Sanctuary. If you're here with your own sketchbook today, go ahead, get cozy, grab your favorite pencils, grab a cup of tea, take a deep breath. We're gonna draw together for a little while. Hi, I'm Sophie. I'm a Melbourne-based artist and probably a little blob who lives under a leaf, under a tree, under the cloud, under the stars, scribbling and sculpting my way through the world. I love creating rhythm and float in shapes and letting colours mingle and misbehave. My hands are always busy making something soft, colourful and a bit silly. I always try to follow my instincts, play and experiment, and let my sketchbook stay a place of honest self-exploration, colour exploration, line and shape exploration. It's basically an extra limb at this point. So while I draw, I'm going to chat a little bit about the joy of colour, about trusting your instincts, even when colour theory is scary and, stomps around like a librarian telling you what not to do and what you should be doing. But yeah, for me, colour is an ever-evolving playground. And as always, as Sketchbook Sanctuary, this is your time too. This is your creative sanctuary as well. You can pop the video on in the background, but just be with me here and scribble away. Try some colours that you don't usually reach for, or just ignore everything I'm saying and enjoy the cozy background noise of someone else making art and chatting about fun colours. Today I felt like spending some time with my coloured pencils. They are one of my favourite art supplies and they have been calling me, winking at me, come hithering me all week. And yeah, there's just something really comforting about pencils in so many different ways. The way they sound on the paper, the way they feel to draw with, the way they layer and can achieve so much, and even the way they smell. There's just something comforting about the sound of pencil and paper. It's like a tiny bit of ASMR therapy mixed with like a childhood nostalgia maybe, and the magic of that. I love colour. If you've been following my work for a while, you know how much I love colour and how much it's such a huge part of my work. So I'm always thinking about colour and how certain colours make me feel, how some of them make my brain fizz, and how others are gentle and whispering and slow, and how some are electric. And I love how you can layer and how you can let new colours sneak up on you almost when you mix them, when you layer them, or even when you just sit them side by side. I like how you can build something with pencils, with coloured pencils. It's hard to not commit all at once when you lay down a colour, but it's extra nice and extra rewarding when you walk with it, when you build it layer by layer, letting colours get richer and deeper. And yeah, I don't know, getting a little bit philosophical here, but there's something about that feels very human. It's growing in so many ways. Humans have so many layers. There's obviously a big emotional weight in certain colours. Certain colors may feel like comfort. Some colors may feel soothing. Some colors you may associate with safety, nostalgia, or something electric or raw or evil or bad. All the things. I definitely have comfort colors that I tend to go for all the time. They're the ones that I sort of go to whenever I feel overwhelmed or not really sure what I'm doing. And they work for me. Yeah, what are your comfort colors? I tend to like really mossy greens, acidic greens. I love some deep, rich greens as well, and then violets and peaches. I like a good range of browns and ochres as well. Throw in some hot pink. Yeah, I think those, at the moment at least, it's forever changing. Those are some of my comfy colors at the moment. Colored pencils, I feel like they're a slow medium. And I'm definitely someone who is quite scribbly and can be pretty lazy and pretty fast moving with my art and the mediums that I choose. But when I come back to pencils, I'm forced to slow down and get into almost like a meditative state when layering, burnishing, or like gradually coaxing vibrancy out from the pencils that I use. Yeah, the color pencils sort of slow down my hands in a way, and my thoughts as well. You have to be kind of careful with how you place them. You can't always erase colored pencils as well, especially the Prismacolor pencils which I use. And Prismacolors are so thick and creamy and buttery. They're beautiful for layering. So if you do make a mistake, sometimes you can overlay them really easily. They're so nice. They're so nice. And I feel like, getting metaphorical here, building color up little by little, it kind of mirrors building confidence, building stories, building something in this creative life, in yourself as a human. Yeah, and the satisfaction of seeing color become richer and deeper and evolve and change through the patience of layering is really beautiful. And you can sort of compare that to how it is being a human, growing up and moving through the world and having life experiences, and how different things that happen to you add to the layers and the colors that make you who you are. And sometimes colored pencils don't blend smoothly, and sometimes colors just get really muddy and strange when you try to blend them and layer them. But they can create amazing textures as well, which can be really charming and really fun. And maybe you're someone who likes it when the blending is really smooth and creamy, but maybe you also like the grainy, textural moments that pencils can achieve, depending of course on the brand and on the ingredients that make up the pencil. You can achieve so many different things. Sometimes when I sit down with my sketchbook, I like to lead with a color instead of an idea. I'm really someone who's into a stream of consciousness style way of drawing, a way of creating my illustrations and my art. And sometimes by either pre-blobbinating the page, by putting colors and throwing some paint around on your page, or grabbing one color, one pencil, and letting that be the beginning of your ideas, letting that lead your stream of consciousness, can be really fun and challenging and a good little journey. Swatching always helps as well. I love swatching my pencils, swatching until something sparks. A tiny, tiny little idea that might not be formed at all can come from just swatching or just choosing a color or a couple of colors. Yeah, color as a way to enter into an idea or enter into a drawing or illustration instead of planning anything first. It's kind of what I'm doing here today. I also love playing with negative space, doing a bit of negative space here on this page, like leaving white spaces as the different elements of this illustration interact. For instance, the flower leaves and how they interact with the body inside and outside of the body, seeing what happens with the colors when I let these negative and positive spaces interact. Is the negative space a resting place, or is it filled with energy, and is it interesting? Lots of things to think about there. Yeah, colour is definitely a language for me that flows in a way that words don't flow. Like visual rhythm can say things that I can't really put into words, that don't have words. It's very abstract thought, feelings, and letting colours be the voice in the illustration sometimes. When this is me talking, when my own language feels clumsy and heavy, which it often does, which I feel like it often does. Yeah, colours and illustrating and playing can be my voice sometimes. So over the years, I think I've learnt how to trust my own colour instincts. I never learnt colour theory stuff. Only the classic red, blue, yellow thing in primary school or early high school, which really never really worked for me. I always just liked making stuff up and trying things and seeing how it would go. I'd have a folder on my computer when I had MS Paint and you could create your own color palettes in MS Paint, and I used to just do that endlessly and take screenshots of them all so I could save them. And I had this folder on my computer filled with screenshots of color palettes that I had created. I've always loved colors, and even still, when it comes to color theory, it is very helpful, obviously, but it's a bit over my head. I get a bit too confused by it, so I let it go. I have learned to let it go, let all those color theory rules go, because they're too loud sometimes. And I let my hand pick the colors. It's weird to say, but I feel like my hand sometimes just knows which color to pick when my brain doesn't always know, because my brain can overthink things, whereas my body can just automatically go for things. I don't know how to explain that. There's like a deep color intuition that I think I've developed from many, many, many years of simply playing and exploring, looking at photographs, looking at films, looking at art around me, seeing how they use colors as well and being inspired by that. But also, just playing and making it up as I go. I love it. It's just like a path to wander down and see all the different things that you see along the path. There's these color palettes. So let's continue this little colour theory ramble. It's an interesting thing. It's one of those topics that can feel so big and official and important. Like you need to get colour theory right to be a successful artist and this and that. And it is genuinely useful. It's a good map to follow. And it helps you understand why certain colours feel calm together or why others have tension, what a pop of orange can do, all this kind of stuff. But the thing about maps is that they're not the landscape. The thing about a map is that it's not a landscape. It's one interpretation of it. And sometimes when you're actually in the landscape, when you're sitting there with your pencils doing en plein air or walking your dog, whatever it is, the map doesn't really matter all the time. Your eyes wander around and look at whatever they want. Your hands want to touch things. Your brain might sparkle when it sees this flower or this cloud. You can hear magpies. You can hear the sound of your feet on the ground walking through the grass. Yeah, it's more alive, right? And I think color theory is wonderful to know because it does take away some of the fear, the lostness. It gives you a foundation. It's like learning the basic chords on a guitar when you're starting so that you can then one day improvise. And once you've played those chords enough, and your hands can just start exploring. Yeah, that's how I feel about colour. That's the part I love about colour. I love being in the landscape rather than just following the map. Yeah, I'm someone who definitely doesn't overthink about that sort of thing. I'm very instinctual and it gives me so much joy. It is so much fun. When colour stops being a rule book and starts being like a magical conversation that ebbs and flows like an ocean. Yeah, it's like you can make something more you. We don't all experience colours in the same way, or colours have different meanings behind them for each of us. Colour theory can tell you what's harmonious, balanced, or complementary, but it can't tell you what is you. I'm laughing because I feel like I don't know what I'm saying, but I kind of know what I'm trying to say. The words. It's hard to say words sometimes. But yeah, only experimenting can do that kind of thing. Messing around and playing and accidentally discovering that purple and mustard yellow are now your entire personality. So yeah, learn the basics, for sure. Learn why things work, and then totally break the rules. That's a saying, right? Learn the rules and then break the rules. Try the colours that don't make sense. Make combinations that feel kind of wrong, and then look at them. Why do they feel wrong? And swap some colours out until they feel like the feeling that you're trying to achieve. Yeah, playfulness is where the fun and the magic and the silliness and the unpredictable and humanness lives. think I would like to give you a couple of little tasks and prompts, perhaps, that might invite you to experiment more with colours. Because sometimes having a restriction, having a box to sit within, can make you so much more creative than just being like, here's all the colours, now do something with them. I think this will be really helpful. So let me just quickly think of a few little tasks that you can try yourself to become more comfortable with colours and to find your own voice within colours, if that makes any sense. I think something that could be really good is a 3 pencil challenge. So pick any 3 coloured pencils without thinking too hard. Literally just grab the first 3 that call to you, or even close your eyes and grab 3. Then try to make some drawings or draw a drawing using only those colours. It can be really abstract. Maybe you're just making a bunch of shapes on a page, maybe you're just swatching, or it can be an entire character or just patterns and shape. The point isn't to make it necessarily work. The point is to learn how the colours behave when they're forced to coexist. It can be really, really interesting. Yeah. And even if you make something that you hate, if you choose colours that you hate, try it anyway, and then you can sit back and think about why this is terrible, why these colours are terrible together. Another task you could do is like a mood task, a colour mood task. So instead of deciding what you want to draw, decide how you feel. Or put on some music that you know makes you feel things. And as you're listening to that music, or as you're feeling that feeling, choose colours that you feel match that feeling. Don't Google what colour equals sad. Just choose some colours that you feel matches you. Yeah, nothing literal, but in like a gut feeling way. For example, like if you're having a bit of a tangled, busy, anxious day, you might want to choose like a neon yellow and a pink and mix it with like a charcoaly black. Or maybe you're having a nice soft cozy morning and you've got a cup of tea and everything's lovely. You might choose something that's kind of apricot coloured, creamy, misty greens and blues. Yeah, something like that. And just draw anything. Draw some shapes. Draw a character that is comfy to you. And yeah, let those colours lead. And see how the mood of the colours affect your illustration or your drawings. Another task you could do is like an opposites, or an opposites kind of task. So pick 2 colours that you think should never be friends and make those 2 colours the main character colours. Like complementary colour on full blast, or colours that make you go like, ugh, really? And see if you can like coax out something, like some sort of relationship, some sort of harmony between them. In this drawing, feel free to bring other colours into the mix, but make sure those 2 colours that make you go, ugh, are the 2 main colours in this piece. Yeah. Another task could be a bit like a what should I call it? Like colour cascade. So start with a single colour, any colour, whichever colour you feel like you want to start with, and then layer on another colour and another colour, and keep layering until the original colour becomes something so unexpected, or until you like run out of patience. And this could teach you how your colors behave when they're layered and stacked, not just swatched side by side. So you can turn it into a long gradient if you like. Take your main color, draw out like a rectangle and color it in with this main color, and then in different spots across your long rectangle you could layer with different colors, and then you could layer another color and do like 3-4 layers on top of each other and see what happens. Another task could be looking at stuff in the real world and like borrowing a palette from the real world. So you can go outside and look at a small cluster of flowers, or go around the room and choose an object like a sock or a mug, your dog, and borrow that palette and translate that into your own drawing. Not the object itself, but like the colors of it, and that can help you to learn to see colors a little differently. How, you know, the color palette of your sock or the vintage plate at your granny's house can be then translated into your own work, and how that works. And maybe the last task could be something about permission to make it muddy. And so try and layer colors that you know, like unexpected combos of colors. Try to make a mud color on purpose. And then see what happens if you overlay it even more with some white or something lovely and light, like a light pink or a yellow. See what happens to this dirty, muddy, dark color when you layer it with something soft and creamy and delicate. Or even something vibrant like a hot pink or a red. Yeah, lots of people are really scared of making muddy colors, especially when mixing paints and stuff. But maybe this little task can teach you how you can actually figure out how to get yourself out of the mud pit. I don't know. If you want, see how you go with any of these. I would love to see if you try any of these tasks. Please let me know, or tag me on Instagram or YouTube or whatever. If you're going to try this, I would love to have a look. Yeah. Hopefully that helped in a way. Maybe that gave you some inspiration. Okay, my friend, we're coming to the end of this sketchbook spread, of this sketchbook serenade. It's always so nice and grounding to spend time in these little Sketchbook Sanctuary videos, and it's extra good because I got to spend time playing with colours, my comfort colours, and watching them layer and stack up and melt into each other. I love the conversations that colours have when they're sitting next to each other. And I had a really good time with that today in this sketchbook drawing. Thanks for hanging out with me while you worked in your own sketchbook. Hopefully you found this a little pocket of calm for you, and maybe you discovered some colour combinations that surprised you in a good way. Remember, your sketchbook is yours and your art is yours. It doesn't need to be tidy or impressive or perfect or anything other than a place where you and your brain and your hands get to wander around and explore together. And if you ever feel stuck, if you ever feel like you're having a bit of an art block, colour is a really kind and fun place to start to get out of it. Yeah. See you in the next Sketchbook Sanctuary. Take care, keep playing, and keep honouring that creative part of yourself. Okay. Tooroo.